What's going on, guys? Toronto786 here for the morning after to talk about some video games. I actually wanted to talk about a movie that I happened to rewatch over the weekend, which was kind of hilarious. Talk about some other gaming news. Let's go over the gaming stuff first. So, there's a few free games. There's some DLC announcements that are coming out. So, until May 21st, if you go to Steam, I've never played this game, but you can get it for free. Lego Ninjago is free until May 21st on Steam. If you just go to Steam and I think look up just that game, Lego Ninjago, you can get it. You can probably also just Google it too. But it's free until May 21st. GTA 5 is still free. You just got to go to the Epic Games launcher. And it's one of their free games this month. I downloaded it, booted it up, didn't play it yet, but if you want to get a free game. Also on May 21st, the company that makes Borderlands 3 is going to announce their third DLC that's coming out, which should be good. They kind of hinted that it's about Salvatore. Salvatore, who I believe was on the first game. It's been a while. There's some other games coming out this week. Let's see. We have The Wonderful 101. I have no idea what that is. It says it's a Kickstarter campaign. I'm not really sure what The Wonderful 101 is, but should be good. Crucible's a new FPS PvE PvP type game. I believe Amazon's a company that's making this video game, as you can see from the screenshot here. It kind of honestly seemed like a mix between Valorant and possibly like something like Overwatch, but time will tell. See if it sticks around. The Persistence comes out on May 21st. No idea. It looks like it's a VR game. Yeah, it's for PlayStation and PC. Maneater. This sounded really interesting. Basically, you take control of a shark, basically, and you just go around killing people. So you basically get to play out Jaws. Saints Row the Third Remastered is coming out on the 26th. I'm sure there's a bunch of other games that are coming out, but those are the big games. Nioh 2 is getting their first DLC they announced on July 30th. I believe that's all that I had for the gaming stuff. Ubisoft announced that they're coming out with one more big game. They're going to be announcing one more big game, I guess, for the year, I guess. I don't know how. They didn't really word that. I don't know how, but maybe just for the summer or something. This is the last big game that they're going to announce, I guess, for this year, and then start focusing on what they need to. Let's see. Yeah, over the weekend, I wouldn't say over the weekend, maybe it was this past week, but there was a world record that was broke in Warzone in quads. One team killed 121 people in a single match. So that means out of 150 people, they killed, like, what is that? More than 80%, basically, between themselves, which is kind of crazy. But I guess once you get going, you can kind of just carry that momentum, especially if in the beginning you can get a nice little wave of kills. They said initially when they started that run that it was kind of slow, but once they got going, they just kind of plowed through it. 121, that's tons of kills. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, I feel happy when I get like 10, and that's not all the time. But yeah, the team consisted of TP, Symphony, Huskers, and Doug is Raw. That's nuts. 121 kills. That's bonkers. Which shattered the old single records, which was like 38. But I mean, in quads, I mean, you're obviously going to get more. But Mahjong, so the company that makes Minecraft, decided to go and change their name to Mahjong Studios, I guess, in lieu of the new systems coming out. Maybe they have some kind of plans coming out with something. I'm assuming that they did it right before Minecraft Dungeons, just to make sure have everything, nice and changed for Dungeons, which comes out next week on the 26th. Yeah. So I have off that day. I'm probably around midnight, whichever time it releases or it allows me to play. I'll probably do a few hours that morning, just to kind of run through it, maybe get as far as I can. I might stream it all day, who knows. Um, yeah, but I'm super stoked about it. Um, I believe that's all the gaming news. The big thing that was just kind of eye-opening this weekend was me and my girlfriend decided to watch. She's laughing. She decided to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, the movie. Now, the movie initially came out in 2010. Now, when I first saw this movie, I hated it. I mean, there was a huge backlash of people hating the movies. I mean, obviously they never made any more movies because of it. It just got that bad reviews. The fans just tore it apart. Albeit there are a few things that make the movie initially. Now, mind you, I watched the entire cartoon series. I don't know if Korra had come out yet, but yeah, there was some really interesting stuff after a second analysis on this movie. So the big thing, so there's, I wrote down the things that kind of bugged me the most the first time watching this. So first time you're watching it, if you're a fan of the show, uh, first and foremost, you know, I feel bad for her, but the actor who played Katara was not great. The actress who played her, mind you, she was a kid, wasn't that great. Which, I mean, you can overlook. The rest of the cast was really good. If you look at a lot of the other actors and actresses that play, like, let's say, Sokka, Uncle Iroh, you know, all these other actors were really good in the movie, but that was one little thing. Too many close-up shots. That was another thing. My girlfriend brought this up, that whenever they wanted to portray, like, urgency or, like, things were changing in the show, they would put up a lot of close-up shots, like on the people. I gotta pull this up. Okay, so let's see if I can just Google Avatar: The Last Airbender. There we go. So I am going to play this, and then we'll kind of. The reason I want to kind of just show that a little bit, just to kind of give you an idea. It doesn't really show a whole lot of bending in that, I'll admit. But after really thinking about it, I think the reason I was so critical, for me personally, was one of the big things was the enunciation of the names. So they say Ong instead of Aang. Or is it Iro instead of Iro? And Sokka instead of Sokka, which, you know, when you first hear those, and if you're a fan of the shows, I mean, it's, my friend Mark put it the best way possible. It's like sticking a pine cone in your ear every single time that you hear them mispronounce their names. Which will admit, it was terrible. But so let's overlook those things. So let's overlook that Katara's going to be a bad actress. She's not going to do great. Some of her scenes were okay at best. You get over the enunciations. And the part that I was overcritical about, that I feel helped me actually like the movie more, was the bending. So in the show, there's like benders who like can use bending, and then there's the really powerful benders, which you have your uncles, the people who are higher ups, Fire Lord, all those people. In the movie, the first time I watched it, I felt like they were over elaborating the movements, like they were doing them too long. But when I really started thinking about it, thinking about the TV show, they do really do these elaborate moves to do more powerful like moves in the cartoon. It just may not seem as long because it's a cartoon, and they can kind of probably speed up the process, and it's not as crazy looking if you do it in a cartoon. Whereas, if you see actual people doing it, they probably have to slow it down. Otherwise, it might look a little crazy if these people are like sped up or whatever. That actually helped me really a lot with the movie. My girlfriend brought up a really good part about the North Tribe and the South Tribe. So the North Tribe tend to look more Asian looking, basically. The Southern, sorry, is the Southern tribe that tend to look more Asian looking, and my girlfriend was like, the Northern tribes tend to look different in the show, which more white, basically. She was like, they're white. She's like, well, let's see what because they, at the end of the first book, they get to the North. Spoiler alert there, sorry. At the end of the first book, they get to the Northern tribe, and they meet, where they're from. They see other people, this other tribe. Well, in the movie, they portray that too. They're kind of white looking, with, you could probably tell that they had some kind of, influences from the Southern tribe, a little bit of Asian looking. But she brought up a good point. We kind of came up with this together that basically this next part, okay, that basically that they separated that to kind of make them look more like they're from a different nation. Like, instead of just saying, okay, because in the TV show, if you watch the TV show, the cartoon, they just basically wear different clothes. They all kind of look the same as far as, like, they're cartoons, But in the movie, they really differentiated each of the nations by almost different ethnicities, basically, which was kind of cool. And, again, watching it the second time with, I guess, not with unbiased eyes, like trying to say, okay, I'm going to give this movie a shot. It was a really good movie. At the end of the movie, we were both really upset because we were like, we're not getting any more movies of these. They either need to reboot them or, shout out to M. Night Shyamalan, like, for real, like, dude, it was a pretty decent movie. Like, the names, but everything else is pretty good. But that was a really eye-opening experience for the whole TV thing, but for the whole movie. So I wanted to watch the TV show, and then I was like, I haven't watched the movie in a while. So I just put on the movie, and yeah, it was crazy how good it was. It was almost too good. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that good, but it was pretty decent. But yeah, definitely give Avatar: The Last Airbender another shot. Take those things out of it. Take the enunciations out, because there's a few of them there. Oh, girlfriend brought up a really good point about this. Uncle Iroh's energy, the actor that they got to play Uncle Iroh, was really good. He captured the energy. Just think about the way Uncle is, how he's very kind of, not necessarily soft-spoken, but he's very selective with his words. He's kind of silly sometimes, but he's really just like an uncle, what you would expect an uncle to be, to kind of looking out for you and trying to make sure you're good. But yeah, the guy who played him was really good. But I think a lot of people just wanted some fat, jolly guy that was a really badass firebender, basically. But, but yeah, that was my weekend. That was the big thing. We watched a couple of other TV shows, Handmaid's Tale, which is pretty good. Really messed up story, but it's pretty good. Let's see. Kotaku just posted about the games coming out this week. Oh, they have a better listing of this stuff. Although some of this may not even matter, because most of this I'm like, I haven't even heard of these. Yeah, Crucible is going to be the big thing, and that's coming out on PC this week. Yeah, a lot of this other stuff, I'm probably not going to get anything this week. So this week on my lunch hour, I think I'm going to be doing Terraria instead of Warzone, just to kind of get, play a little bit of Terraria. They released the last patch. The company that makes Terraria announced that they released their last patch for the game, and that's it. That's going to be the rest of the game. I do kind of wonder if they plan on maybe making another game or something like that. Who knows? You can never tell with these type of things. But yeah. Well, guys, I think that's it for today on the gaming news, the morning after. I'll be back a few hours to do about an hour of Terraria. I was having a tough time yesterday about trying to figure out how to get people into your your little town. So basically, you have to build rooms, and then people come into your town. Then you get different vendors, and you can unlock different things depending on who you have in your town, quote unquote, with Terraria. As far as I know, I think you just need like an enclosed room with a door, and I think like a table and a chair, maybe a bed. I must be missing something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna have to Google it because I do not remember. It's been so long. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see y'all at lunch, and I'll see you tomorrow for the morning after.